Alright, the shopkeeper opens his book. And last time we played, you guys had just discovered the center of the ancient dwarven stronghold of Melarbode.
Malarkey?
Oh yes, the home of King Malarkey. And had your epic showdown with the Duergar, climbed the altar, and encountered a clay golem, which Tharhun made very short, epic work of. Just beyond this, you found the black doors that you had heard so much of throughout the temple. Legend said that only a dwarven king could open these doors, and while the group thought about possible solutions to this riddle, Grage knocked on the door, and the doors swayed open easily.
Nailed it.
It opened for the king.
Having cleared out the dwarven fortress, stronghold, you returned to the Pickshine mine to tell the Deep Nose that you'd completed their task for them, and you were escorted and granted admittance into Bling Ding Dong, their great city. And we basically ended the session with you guys being given a hovel to rest at while you're here, with guards standing alert outside, not fully trusting every member of your party just yet. So,
This straw prejudice needs to end.
good luck with that.
Almost as bad as vampire prejudice.
So basically what we'll do is enter a bit of downtime to whatever degree you guys want to. That's where you can explore Bling Ding Dong, try to find information about things if you want, try to buy things that you need with only limited access to what's in the player's handbook. But certainly anything in the armor or weapon section would be fine. Things like the herbalism kit stuff, healing kit stuff would be fine. They're very confused if you bring up elephants or camels, or horses for that matter. And there's other things that you guys can do, perhaps if you want to, if there's abilities that you guys have to craft things, or other skills you want to use.
Could I see if someone can remove the curse from this sword? This polymorph blade.
I'll follow Brynn.
I'm pausing here because you guys could ask Tharhun there.
What?
Hey Tharhun.
Yo.
I feel like a compulsion to never let go of the sword. And it's starting to
It's getting awkward.
eat my soul.
Release this elf from your hold, sword. I command you.
Alright, so Tharhun spends some time here, I assume with both weapons, and passes over his claw. Copper lightning seems to blanket over the items for a few moments, and they retain their magical abilities, but no longer feel as if you no longer feel the compulsion to hold on to these swords, and the curse effect is also gone as well.
Hey Tharhun, could you take a look at this blade as well? I pass
Very
him
well. I
the
do
blade of
so.
the Medusa.
Let us be purified in our weapons of war.
For Maraganor!
Yes, by Maragonor's will, this curse is lifted.
As a second order of business, could I see what the alchemist might have for sale in terms of potions and whatnot?
Yes. All right. Just have to pull up the right information here.
You said unlimited access to anything in any book we can reference?
He specifically mentioned that.
Yeah. But do you have special bling ding dong dollars?
$20.
Sorry.
As you enter bling ding dong, you have a chance to convert all your normal money into bling ding dong dollars.
Is it like Canadian Tire money?
I was thinking itchy and scratchy dollars, but yes, Canadian Tire as well. All right. Oh, jeez.
So they do accept normal currency?
Yeah. I mean, there's a gold changer in town where you guys have lots of different kinds of metal and currency that
Just
gold,
with the.
gold is gold no matter who's stamped on it to some degree.
Can I put on a disguise so I get like racially profiled less in this town?
Sure. Kelnozz, at this point though, you are so hungry that you have a point of exhaustion.
Oh man.
So
Okay, I need to go to the market.
So for your disguise, go ahead and make your intelligence disguise. What are you disguising yourself as?
How about just like a norm? Fuck. What do I want to be? Can I be like a normal elf, not a dark elf,
Sure.
to more match in with the party?
Okay, so make that intelligence hit at disadvantage.
At disadvantage.
Because you're exhausted.
Uh,
Alright, you apply a thick coat of face paint and powder trying to lighten your skin to appear more like a wood elf such as Brynn. And
goes poorly.
you do your best though.
All right, can I go to the market then?
Sure.
Can I buy some mundane equipment?
Yeah, absolutely. Any kind of armor or weapon or anything like that would be no problem.
Okay, what about some like basic adventuring gear? Like, for instance, a grappling hook and rope.
Yes.
Like a fishing rod or
basically, well, I wouldn't say a fishing rod. I would say anything that kind of makes sense for like an underground society. So,
okay.
Adventuring kits, healing kits, herbalism kits, all that kind of stuff kind of makes sense. It's only stuff that really wouldn't make sense that I'd say you wouldn't have access to here. There's not much. I mean, the Deep Gnomes are a society of smiths and crafters, and so anything that they don't have available to sell, they can probably make for you.
Excellent. I shall take a bedroll, blanket, crowbar, healer's kit, tinderbox, and forgery kit, please.
It sounded alright to me.
Excellent. Adding that to my inventory.
I'm going to get a grappling hook and 150 feet of rope.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to see. They mentioned that there are followers of Maraganor here. I'm going to see if one of them has a symbol of Maraganor that I can get, since mine was stolen.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I gotta have that.
How was it stolen? I don't remember that part.
It was confiscated in Seaton.
Now, in this bling ding dong, would there be anybody that the guy that I was looking for was in Matasco, right? Not bling ding dong.
Oh, you mean the Grey Wolf guy?
Yeah, the guy that might have my dagger, who bought the dagger from some dude, Trenton 3 Points.
Trenton.
All right, so let's not go too fast here. Tharhun wanted to look for a follower of Ragnar.
I wanted to buy a holy symbol of Maraganor.
Okay. Okay. Well, the latter task is quite easy, and you don't require a roll for it. You can basically describe it to a coppersmith, and they'll be able to craft it for you.
Nice.
And so, if you're looking for like a perfunctory kind of basic one, I'd say it's probably no more than like 5 gold. And you guys have different kinds of gems and stuff, so if you want, you can have them added onto that kind of stuff if you want to have stuff added to it, like make jewelry and such. Did you want to look for someone from Ragnar, or
Would there be somebody that would be able to improve our weapons further? Or
let me just get this answer from Scott here first.
Okay.
An enchanter.
No, I was just looking for a new holy symbol to replace the one I lost.
Okay, and Kelnozz, you wanted to go to the merchant.
I wanted to check out like if there's a sort of like bazaar for food or some sort of meat market or something.
Heading to the meat market.
You are able to find like a market area where they sell lots of different kind of food stuff. However, you notice that the deep gnomes are not an especially carnivorous people, and most of their food is different kinds of fungus.
A bowl of your finest fungus for my elven friend here.
If you want to find a meat vendor, make a investigation charisma check.
With disadvantage, right?
Yeah. So when I say investigation charisma, don't add, like usually investigation is an intelligence skill, right? Don't add your intelligence bonus, add your charisma bonus.
Like that, I think. +4. So that's a 9 and a 12, actually.
This is adding your proficiency bonus, which is fine, but it doesn't add your charisma bonus. It's just.
My charisma bonus is 5.
Okay, so this would
So
be
it should actually be a 13 and a
14.
16.
A 14 to 16. The -1 is from your intelligence, right?
It's because I basically just rolled investigation with
The
proficiency.
-1 doesn't count in this scenario. So
Yeah,
14
exactly.
and 17. Okay, so most people that you ask for meat for are a little like
that.
they seem a little suspicious, and a lot of them kind of sneer at you. Some of them mention things like bloodthirsty drow.
Ugh.
But you are able to find some charred rat kebabs in kind of like the more seedier parts of Bling Ding Dong.
Grage, check these out. This is one of my favorite meals.
Random meat?
You know it is the Underdark, or the Underrog. We eat all sorts of crazy shit down here.
Alright, I would like to eat it all in one sitting.
I insist that you do.
Excellent.
Can we? Are there like little crates that we could sit on here and sort of mow down on these uncomfortably loud?
Some rocks or some crates, yeah. You guys can find
And can
places to sit.
the barkeep could give us some of their cheapest of cheap wine for the special occasion and meal.
This is not so much a barkeep so much as a street vendor.
I'm sure they have
gnomish man
liquor.
charring rats over a fire.
Ratman, do you have any liquor in your cart?
Perhaps some rat wine?
Rat wine. Them special drinks.
We are special
2
members. It'll put tentacles on your chest. Turns you into a man.
You guys need to persuade this gnome. So either both of you can roll the check, or one of you can roll with advantage.
Can I try to trick him into giving it to us? Or deception?
You can try a deception roll. Yep.
But with disadvantage, right?
I'm gonna say no because you've eaten the.
Oh yeah, I'm
You've
feeling
eaten the rat, so you're starting to feel a little bit better immediately.
Do we know who is our contact in Bling Ding Dong?
Draco?
Drasco
Drasco.
is the gnome that's brought you here, and you haven't been greeted by anyone more official yet.
So I speak to the vendor. Certainly know who Drasco is, correct?
He seems his eyes dart back and forth. Says, "Should I?"
Damn it. We were told you have the best rat wine in the area, and fuck, how can I deceive this guy?
I have the only rat wine in the area.
Grage, help me.
Well, Drasco said you owed him a favor, and you wouldn't want to disappoint Drasco now, would you?
He doesn't know who Drasco is.
Shh.
All right, so at this point, I need I need a deception roll, and I guess it is going to have to be at disadvantage.
Oh, hold on, that wasn't disadvantage. Where's disadvantage?
Some guy you don't know is threatening you.
I'll try it.
It's
going so well.
Worked really well.
Yes, Drasco, the maimer of fungus.
You wouldn't want to upset him. He's a dangerous character.
Tell Drasco I'll roast his toes if he comes anywhere near me. And he pulls out a little knife.
Call
Easy,
that
my
a knife.
friend. Easy, my friend. Perhaps we could pay you a reasonable price for your rat wine. We've been told it's a delicacy.
Who's talking about my rat wine?
Perhaps a couple gold coins could loosen your britches?
I always knew they'd come for my rat wine.
Do you have any interest in exotic eyes, by chance?
His face lights up, and he licks his lips, full of rotten teeth.
Ooh.
Eyes, you say?
Yes. They are all mainly in good condition, freshly slain. Do you prefer red or orange?
Red.
Okay.
They're spicier.
Don't know how to share this. Okay, here we go. Hands over. What's it called? Alright, well this eye was from a Oh, fuck, I don't know. Oh, the creature from the Underdark. Here, take a look. It's only slightly damaged.
The gnome looks at it, licks it.
Oh, it's real.
And skewers it on his knife and starts roasting it over the fire. You can have rat wine. None
There you
for
go,
their
my friend.
drow friend.
What?
Oh. I'm gonna have to eat that cooked rat that I myself then. You started cooking it before we had a full agreement, so
Make
I'm gonna have to eat it
a
myself.
make a dexterity check.
Dexterity. Disadvantage or normal
Nope.
or
Nope. Normal.
dexterity? Do I click this one? Was it save?
That's essentially the same. Sometimes it makes a difference because it could add your proficiency bonus or not, but this one didn't.
Select this one.
Oh, yes. So let's see. I'll take your first roll, which is a 9, plus 5.
Well, Kelnozz, I hope we don't start a war over
He-
some rat wine, but
He just
we'll do what
gobbles
we
it up.
have to.
As you saw, he's as soon as you start talking about taking away, and like uncooked eye goo comes out of his mouth. And he hands you a wineskin
Yes.
that seems to have like large lumps floating back and forth in it.
I take a large swig and hand it to Kelnozz,
I too take a large swig.
and then we offer it to Dragonface. Hmm?
Tharhun, we bring you a delicacy of the Underrog. It turns boys into men.
You taste no alcohol in this drink.
What does it taste like?
It tastes like shit water, basically. It's it doesn't taste good. I have no
I
point
put
of
on a
reference
brave
of this in
face.
real life.
I pretend that it tastes good. Deception?
I think you need a will save to convince yourself of this.
Constitution? What's will? How do I do will?
I don't know, I'm just being silly. As you guys
Survival?
feel this wineskin, you're fairly certain that there's at least 2 rats inside of this bottle.
Ugh.
I was hoping for at least 3.
Maybe we should return it.
This gnome scampers away, muttering and cursing this group of drow and dwarves and dragons who steal wine.
Let's remove this from my inventory.
I'll get those eyes too.
Oh, it was from an Umber Hulk. To the record.
Oh, those are really rare.
It was worth it.
Rare eyeballs.
Oh, thanks for being a good sport, Grage. I'm certainly gonna be sick from that. But it was worth it.
Oh, thankfully, I've recently gained the ability to be immune to disease and poison, so I'm willing to try anything.
I wish I had that ability.
It's basically like I can never get a hangover. It's quite nice.
Good God. Kelnozz is extremely jealous.
What spells did you end up choosing, by the way, Kelnozz?
I took counterspell And telekinesis. No, I'm sorry. Animate objects and telekinesis.
Were we supposed to level up
Yes.
to 9?
Level 10.
Level 10.
Oh, 10. Dang.
Although
Well,
I might.
It's a fine time to do it, Ryan. I'd
Yeah.
be interested to know what your new spells are too, actually.
It was between counterspell and animate objects. But animate objects just
I don't
seems
get any new
too
spells.
fun.
Oh no?
No, at 10 I get hide in plain sight. That's the only.
You might not get new spell slots, but you don't get any. You don't learn any new levels, new spells.
Nope.
All right.
Huh.
Oh, fair enough.
Next level. Next level looks like I get a third level spell slot and an extra known spell.
What does the animate items do?
It seems hilarious. Here, I'll link.
It's very
Yeah.
pretty powerful as well. What it does is it basically lets you choose an object, either one large object or up to like.
Oh, that's a lot of text.
It's an
Wall.
awful like if there's statues.
Let me just quickly
Yeah.
hit you with this wall.
Or a large number of tiny objects, and they basically just come to life and start attacking things for you. And the tiny objects are like AC 18, and they do like, enough damage. Like they're pretty hard to hit. So
We should definitely get some more rat wine and animate it.
Animate the dead rats.
Yeah. You a necromancer? Like, that's what this sounds like.
I can steal magical secrets from 2 other classes.
it's
There was a bunch of crazy spells I could have taken, but these were the ones I thought were the coolest.
it's not so much necromancy because it doesn't target creatures. So it's like objects. It's like more like the Beauty and the Beast, where all those furniture are like attacking the village people.
How do I move something into, like, from the compendium into my character sheet?
You can click and drag.
That's what I was trying, but it's not respecting.
Are you on the spell page on your character sheet?
No, it's not a spell.
Oh, it's something else. I struggled pulling in like feats. Usually I have to copy and paste it.
That's annoying.
Super annoying.
Wall of text. Oh, maybe not.
Copy and paste, pretty easy.
Copy and paste that shit. It looked like a wall of text, but it's because it's showing me all the rules, not just that one.
So it sounds like in your first day, as you recuperate here in Bling Ding Dong, you go to the market, meet a very shady character, have your first taste of rat wine.
Yeah, are we still at the merchants? Can I get some potions and stuff? Are we past merchant time?
Well, yeah, the short answer is yeah, we can spend as much time in the merchants as we need to. Okay, so you guys are gonna go look for. You wanted to find potions, right?
Yeah.
I as well would like potions. And or herbalism items from them.
Okay, so while you guys are searching around Bling Ding Dong, you encounter a deep gnome named Kazook Crinklechin. He's an alchemist and a wizard. And as he sees you guys walking around, looking around in the market, he calls you over. The fabled adventurers. Seems you travel as fast as the word does.
And your name is?
Oh, I am Kazook Cringlechin,
Hmm.
gnomish wizard.
I somehow knew that beforehand. What have you heard of us?
The whole city is abuzz, speaking of, well, yourself, the supposed allied Dark Elf who helped clear out the Zorn Tunnel, or the Underrog tunnels.
Aye, we're not all mischievous, drow.
That remains to be seen. However, it was quite unusual for surface dwellers to enter Bling Ding Dong.
Well, we don't intend to stay any longer than we have to. We are trying to find a way back to the surface.
Eikooc takes a moment to say, "Oh, I've actually figured that part out. It can get us to the surface any time. But I have much things I want to learn here in Bling Ding Dong first."
Hmm.
Drink your rat wine and be quiet over there, Eikooc.
I don't want to hear another word from you for the rest of the session.
Can't wait till I'm back on my ship. So Kazook is an alchemist and
Ooh.
a wizard. So he's going to spend some time with Eikooc. Eikoc's going to barter with him for some spell scrolls, likely. Now, if you guys want potions of healing,
Yeah.
What's available?
all right, let me just go to the right spot. Sorry. Potions, like the basic potion of healing, is pretty available. I'd say you could probably get up to 10, and they're worth 100 gold each.
Oof. I mean, I guess we have enough cash, right?
Yeah. I have an absurd amount of cash.
Okay. Can I buy 5 then? For 500?
I'm fairly poor. I'll just take one.
I can buy some for you.
And this
No,
is
no,
10.
sorry. I'm good.
10
One's
is like
fine.
his entire inventory. So it's,
We should buy 10 and just split them amongst us. Right?
Okay, I'll buy. Can I buy 3?
10 and we'll split them amongst us. So here, take 1,000 gold for 10 of these.
I'll pay you 150 for that, right?
So I don't have to do extra math. Much easier to just subtract 1,000.
Does the alchemist have any interest in my mithril peg leg?
Oh, I
Sure,
forgot
he
we
might.
found that.
he looks over it for a second. He says, "Does this have any enchantments on it?"
Let me just check with Dragonface here. Dragonface, can you take a look at this mithril peg leg?
Sorry, Borbs, were those just standard potions of healing?
Yeah.
And everybody took 2, you gave 2 to Eikooc?
I didn't give 2 to Eikooc, but
Someone needs to
that
give 2 to Eikooc.
seems like a fair
Everyone sure
suggestion.
take 2, so that 10 sessions from now you have that emergency potion of healing.
Alright, I've given one to Nelson.
Was there any other like fancy potions, or was just a couple of healing?
He does have a number of other potions available. Tharhun, what are you doing with this peg leg?
I say, well, it doesn't look cursed, but I'm not really an expert on magic items. You could ask Eikooc. Although, make sure he doesn't send us into the nether realm again. Be careful with this.
My home away from home. Okay. Eikooc.
Oh,
Let's
I'm
say
drinking
you-
my rat wine over here.
Alright, well take a moment away from that delicious rat wine and give a lick to this mithril peg leg. What does this thing taste like? Does it have any enchantments?
Eikooc will cast his ritual, detect magic, and after a few moments, he's able to say he detects no magical enchantments on this mithril peg leg. To which Kazoo says he'll give you the value it's worth for the mithril, but he doesn't seem particularly excited about it.
Okay. What's it worth?
Good question. I thought that would have been said when I gave it to you guys.
No notes were taken. Let's go with 5,000 gold.
This seems very unlikely.
Mm.
I
go.
do a quick look here.
Double that.
75 gold pieces.
Sold. Alright.
Okay, so he does have a number of other potions. He says, these are more valuable. My master brewed these before he passed.
And what have you there?
He's got 3 potions of greater healing.
Ooh.
And he says, these are very special. Heal great wounds. I'll need 500 gold pieces for these each.
Ooh. Surely you could give us a bit of a discount, given we paid full price for the last 10 potions.
Make a persuasion check.
Smart.
We're also cleared out a dungeon that they get to harvest for resources, but whatever.
Ugh.
He says, you're supposed to pay full price for items. I'm not running a charity. I can't brew these once they're gone. He says, I do have some other potions that perhaps you'd like. However, most of them are just as expensive as these.
And what do they actually do? What's the difference between regular healing and greater healing?
So greater healing is 4d4 plus 4.
Okay.
And a healing potion is 2d4 plus 2.
Ah.
He says, I have a potion of invisibility, a potion of speed. This potion will make you larger, if you know what I mean.
Oh. I've heard of those. You know what? I'd like a closer look at this speed potion you're holding.
He presents it to you. These are very rare. Some of my master's finest work. Perhaps you're familiar with the spell Haste.
Ah.
Drinking this spell will imbue you with such energy.
Aha. I'd certainly pay for one of those. What'd you say, 300 gold pieces?
No. Why, for this I'll have to part for no less than 10,000 gold pieces.
10,000 gold pieces. Surely you jest. 10,000 gold pieces is well out of my budget.
Imagine what power you could do with this potion.
Oh, I don't doubt it. How many gold pieces is a platinum?
I believe it's 10.
10 gold pieces or 10,000 gold pieces?
Given those two choices, I would say 10.
Well, 10,000 gold pieces is far too rich for my blood. You're a poor adventurer who's already been had for these regular healing potions. Good day to you.
One quick thing. Do you have any materials for making potions?
What kind of potions are you looking for to make?
Just healing potions to use in my herbalism kit.
I could part with some ingredients. How much are you looking to carry?
275 gold worth. Actually, make that 200. I need to buy some food and wine later.
All right. Write down that you've got like ingredients for 5 potions of healing.
Okay, thank you.
He says he and Eikooc are going to spend some time doing some discussing of what kind of spells he might be able to sell. He also shows Eikooc a teleportation circle that his master had created. And as you guys are with him and as you guys are doing your discussing with him, at the end he says, before you leave, I wanted to ask, in your travels, have you felt the tremors and the shaking?
Are you trying to sell us more of those enlargement potions, or what are you asking?
Feel the tremors in your loins? Enlargement potion.
No, I'm talking about the rumblings and the tremors that have shaken through the Underrog recently.
Well, we were just demolishing things in an ancient dwarven cavern.
Indeed we have, but we thought that they were the Umber Hulks scurrying around. Is it something else?
We've been feeling these deep tremors for many days now. I have my suspicions, and I was hoping that perhaps while you guys are staying in the Underrog, you had a thirst for more adventure. You could perhaps investigate.
We are a party to many side quests. I would lead on the side of accepting your offer for adventure. And I look back at my companions.
A few days away from here is a passage down to an old mind flayer hive. These creatures used to live there hundreds of years ago. To our knowledge, they do not live there anymore. But my own findings seem to be pointing towards the source of these tremors as within this old hive. My concern is that someone or something is entering into this area. This is a cursed place. The mind flayers tampered with many forbidden magics, such as trying to find a portal into the far realm. Like, you can only imagine what horrors exist there.
Do you speak with the authority of the local government to allow us to venture in this area?
No, I don't speak with any authority for the Diggermatics. Dorbo and Seni would likely not be pleased to send you into this place. But the pursuit for knowledge is very strong, and I fear greatly if there is anyone who would find any knowledge of the deep realm, the far realm there.
So you're asking us to go against the people that we've been helping, or potentially piss them off.
Oh.
Brynn, what have you
Perhaps.
gotten us into?
If you wish to bring this to them, I have no concerns. I simply do not speak for them.
And would you join us, O powerful wizard, on this mission that you're suggesting?
What power do you think I possess? I'm still an apprentice. No, I would like to stay here.
And what do you offer us in return for potentially solving a massive issue for your entire colony?
Well, there are 3 books that I wish that you would to retrieve from this hive. For each one, I'll give 500 gold pieces. And should you do this for me, then perhaps I could part ways with my master's old potions.
That's tempting.
An immense value, as you've already discovered.
Eikooc, what do you think about all of this?
Eikooc says, pretty tempting. Those books sound pretty interesting. And
You
yet...
could keep the books.
Oh,
Or do we?
No, you don't.
I suppose we could always read them first before giving them back to the apprentice.
Only a very highly intellectual mind could understand such books. The far realm is beyond the wildest imagination of a terrestrial dwarf.
No argument here.
You have been to the far realm.
Kelnozz, Tharhun, what do you guys think?
Well, we have a mission in the surface that we must get back to. I'm not sure I approve of all this dilly-dallying in the Underrog. Of course, it's up to Kelnozz or Eikooc if he wants to reveal his method for us to escape the Underrog.
Well, and he gestures towards this teleportation circle that Kazook has shown him, and he says, "In my studies, I've discovered the spell that will allow me to bring us back to Saltmarsh or Garden Hills, using these circles that we discovered there." We can
Well,
go
let
at
me
any
get out
time.
my handy map here.
Perhaps we could always return to Bling Ding Don as well.
That's true. Garden Hills is close to Seaton, where we need to head to complete our mission.
Can you
Excellent.
refresh me as to what that mission is? As
Oh,
well, I'm new here.
well, we so we talked to the I think her name was Kira, possibly, who's the captain of the guard in Burl, who told us to meet an agent in the city of Seaton, because you see, the Lord of Seaton has fallen sway under the influence of some evildoers, and he's basically being a jerk to all non-humans in the town of Seaton, and we have to go confront him about it. And as I was born unto this world, I was granted a vision by Maraganor that I was to go to this place. Indeed, it is my reason to exist in this realm. So, I'm a little PO'd about our sojourn into the Forbidden Realm, but perhaps it is for the best, for we have learned much and have new allies with us as a result.
And Eikooc says, it's been several weeks since we were told to meet that agent. Things could be quite different up there now.
Well, we'll have to find out if that agent yet lives, and if not, we'll have to figure out how to deal with this Lord Feldrin?
Mhm.
Yes, Lord Feldrin. I'll never forget that name. He is my nemesis. I am destined to murder him. Well, or figure out if he's a demon or what his deal is, and then we'll definitely need to deal with that guy. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm also eager to resume being the captain of this group. Also, I'm out of rat wine. It's completely empty now.
It's
Out of rat.
Well, it has been several hundred years since I've seen the surface, but I'm impartial either way. I'm not in a rush to leave or go to the surface. They've got good rat wine down here, and I'm sure there's excellent wine up there as well. So I'm a neutral vote here.
Well, I thought we were hastily trying to escape the Underrog. Kelnozz here is pursued. We're lucky he was not found by his former clansmen that seemed to want him dead. Let us not forget when we were ambushed on the surface by members of the Drow who seemed to want to assassinate him.
Is Kelnozz really?
Yeah. Have you not noticed the horns slowly growing out of his forehead?
I just thought he was very friendly.
And have you seen him eat meat?
I often share meat with him.
He's like an animal.
I just assumed that was the style these days.
Well, just watch out. He likes rat wine too.
Who doesn't like rat wine?
Growing taste for it, for sure. Well, Kelnozz, do you want to stay or do you want to go?
Here in Bling Ding Dong?
Well, to do this apprentice's bidding.
Ooh, I missed that part. I was AFK. Whatever you guys want. I'm always up for side quests and tertiary, quaternary quests.
But surely, Kelnozz, you're yearning to escape the Underrog before you're discovered by your clansmen that want you dead.
Well, all my clansmen are dead. But I will attest there are those who also seek the same fate for me. But if you recall correctly, we dispatched them easily. So as long as I try to keep a low profile, perhaps we'll be fine, and they won't find us again.
Ugh. Well,
The apprentice believes that there might be mind flayers or mind flayer influence in this side quest.
Oof.
gross.
If that intrigues you.
Mind flayers are a dangerous foe. Here in the Underrog, they enslaved entire races to work as menial labor in mining. They are a very dangerous foe. But certainly they have powerful artifacts and loot that we can steal. So there's that.
And the merchant said he would give us all of the powerful potions he was trying to swindle us into paying for.
Hmm. And perhaps Eikooc could find something interesting that he could take note of. The Mind Flayers have supreme psychic powers.
We were asked to find 3 books and bring them back.
Well, I have never met a side quest I'm not interested in.
But Kelnozz, we have an urgent mission on the surface to deal with Lord Feldrin. You haven't
That's true.
forgotten, have you?
I certainly have.
Well,
I can also teleport us back here to Bling Ding Dong at any time.
Oh, yeah.
What is
There
the
you
Elven
have.
blade?
we should at least check in with our to
Contact?
see if our contact in Seaton is still there.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, we can come back. Perhaps it would be good to get some fresh air on the surface. We can return.
So before we jump the gun here, you guys are probably doing all this shopping and doing over a matter of days. And at one point during the night, I'm curious while you guys sleep, if any of you guys are still keeping watch or you're just going to bed at night and trusting in the guards that are outside guarding your hovel against the drow.
Well, Grage is pretty tired from all of the rat wine, so he's napping or sleeping pretty heavily.
I'd probably still just do like the amount of sleep that I need, and then
Like the meditation?
then be
Yeah.
up and
I would
moving.
probably do that too, just to be safe.
So are you guys going to do that roughly at the same time or do different times?
We can take turns as we normally do.
Yeah. Keep a watch going.
Grage slept for a solid 24 hours.
So what order are you guys doing this in?
I'll go first.
Which means I'll also go first.
Wait, what? So I'll keep an eye open because, and it makes sense. I feel like people are kind of out to get me here. It would be wise for me to keep watch.
Okay.
What am I rolling again?
Nothing right now.
Initiative. Oh, God.
Okay. So, Brynn, as you finish your long rest, meditation, and awake, if you were expecting Kelnozz to come and tell you when your time has started, he never comes.
What?
And when you wake up, there's no sign of him inside your hovel.
Ooh, yikes. Can I take a look outside our little hovel to see if I can see any evidence, or maybe check inside first in case he's just hiding under the blankets or something?
If you want to search the inside of the house, then yes, give me an investigation check.
60.
He's not inside the house.
Ooh. Can I look outside and see if there's any, like, is there any evidence of him leaving or a struggle or anything like that?
Roll a survival check.
Wait, who's gone?
Kelnozz.
I'm gone.
You go outside. The guards turn to look at you in a strange way. You search the area. You can't see any signs of footprints or any physical movement.
Ooh. A real.
One of the guards asks what you're doing.
Why, I appear to be missing a friend. Have you seen him? Or what else, like me?
He narrows his eyes.
My disguise didn't work, so
Ooh.
Well, plus they know there's a drow.
A drow? He's very easy to see.
He says, no drow has passed to our watch. You must be mistaken.
Well, carry on then, guards, and I keep looking for clues.
So you don't find many clues. You don't find any tracks or anything, so...
I continue looking until I find something.
Okay. So... Nybird, help me or come over to the whatever doesn't matter channel. Dun dun dun.
oh boy.
Kelnozz wakes up in a pool of blood.
I'm getting familiar with this experience.
And he's naked. And around you is a... you find yourself in a pool of blood in the middle of it is a wrapped up body of the gnome that sold you rats and gave you rat wine.
And he's dead?
And he's dead. And you've drained all the inner fluid from him. You are in a strange part of Blinking Dawn, like a corner that you seem to have dragged him off to. Your stuff is discarded not too far away. So you can put all your stuff back on, but you're still covered in blood.
Are there any witnesses to this?
You don't see any witnesses right now around you, but you're not sure what happened while you were sleeping.
Right. Would I be able to easily find my way back to the group?
You would, yeah. Just a matter of how openly you do it.
Yeah, I'd like to, I don't know, can I find a place to sort of clean myself off? Is there a water or even mud or sludge I could kind of disguise the blood with?
Yep, you can find a source of water and wash
I'd like
it
to
off.
try to wash myself off.
Let's do a medicine check just for fucks.
Okay.
Oof. All right, you managed to get like underneath your nails
Yeah.
and do a thorough job of cleaning off blood. Make a stealth roll as well while you do this.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so now what do you do from here?
Okay, I'd like to. Does he have any more rat wine on him?
No.
Does he have any
You-
more like rat
you-
kebabs?
Let's see.
That's okay. Maybe I should not take any evidence.
I'm gonna say yes. There's at least one rat kebab that has been skewered but not cooked.
Am I like completely
Actually,
full
that
at this
doesn't make
point?
sense. It would say you would have eaten that. So, no, there's
Yeah.
no rats. There's just sticks around.
Okay, that's fair. I'd like to make my way back to the group, but I'm going to take a moment and table talk to myself what my excuse is. I think. Do I want to tell them that I'm having like nightmares and stuff?
I don't know.
Or
Also,
Hmm.
consider that you have to walk. If you walk openly to the group, the guards will see you.
yeah. Can I try disguise again?
Sure. Just go ahead and make your.
Fuck.
So, 10 is not bad, but it's. I'll probably make them do roll against that number. So with a 10, it's like average. You manage to
Okay.
do a very perfunctory. It might pass.
I'm gonna make my way to the party, but using like the side streets and the alleyways.
Okay. But are you going to sneak in, or are you going to like just walk in?
Oh, to the group. Yeah, can I sneak somewhere nearby to the group and say, like, I had heard noises and I tried to track them down, but I ended up just like keeping
probably-
watch somewhere else nearby?
Yeah, you could maybe get Brynn's attention and then draw them out to you. It's an idea.
But like to explain why when they went to look for me, I wasn't there.
Oh, I don't know. You're on your own for that.
Yeah. But okay, I will try to sneak back to where the group is, and then I'll just make up a story.
Okay. I'm going to basically tell Brynn that he sees you approaching as you get closer.
Okay.
Right?
I'm buying it myself, but and then I say we strap him down and cut off one leg to start.
So
Just
Brynn,
tell everyone.
What?
Brynn, as you wait around until you find something, you eventually see, after an hour or two, Kelnozz kind of darting in and out of the alleyways and side passages, getting closer to where you guys were sleeping for the night.
I try and flag him down. Kelnozz, over here.
Ah, Bryn, finally.
What are you
I
doing?
sort of like shiftily make my way back to the group.
What are you doing out there?
I was alerted to some noises last night during my watch, and I didn't have time to wake up the party, so I tried to chase down what I thought was a group of drow. Unfortunately, they're very crafty, and I lost their scent, and I've been searching for them until the early morning. But I realized it was time to come back because I had lost the scent.
Well, good effort. Well, we should keep our eyes open. Don't want to get taken by some evil presence.
Perhaps Tharhun is right, and it is a good time to return to the surface. We should be very careful down here. I get the feeling we're being watched.
Grage stares at Kelnozz's horn.
Horn?
What?
I don't have a
So
horn.
now, what I'd like is for Kelnozz to make a deception check. and everybody else can do an insight check.
Inside. Oof.
So both Grage and
Tharhun.
Tharhun have a strong sense that Kelnozz is holding something back.
Kelnozz. This is very strange. You say there were many drow, but how could there be drow this close to Bling Ding Dong without these gnomes knowing about it? What aren't you telling us?
The very question I asked myself. I wonder if they belong to my backstory. I have to look up the name of the other family. Damn it. Perhaps there are more mercenaries from the Malarn house who tracked me to the surface 10 days ago.
Maybe it was the dingo.
I think we should leave as soon as possible.
Well, I agree with you there. Time for us to continue our true mission. No more side quests. No more dilly-dallying.
Brynn, should I take out my crowbar?
Well, I think we should head to the surface. If there's something making Kelnozz nervous, I don't really want to meet it. I'm not familiar with this Underrog nonsense. You can take us back here at any time. So we'll leave here and never return. Finish any of these quests.
Alright, well, I am curious to see this magnificent ship that you have up on the surface. So if that's what we choose to do, so be it.
To the surface, friends. Let us not tarry another moment.
Our ship is in Saltmarsh, though.
Yes, but our mission is in Seaton.
That awful
Do
place.
that.
Warp us wherever's closer. Engage.
Maximum speed.
What's our course? Just so I have party consensus.
Wing ding dong.
Main quest.
Done.
To Garden Hills we go to continue our
To
quest.
Seaton, right?
Well, we
Garden
can't
Hill
go to.
to Seaton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to travel there, I suppose. Unless Kelnozz can come up with a more convenient spell.
Fortunately, I have nothing. I didn't take teleport or anything.
Oh.
Or dimension door or anything.
Didn't take anything. It's the
Well,
worst
nothing
choice.
that helps us get around.
All right. Are we sure we're done here in Bling Ding Dong?
Bling ding dong.
I believe we are. What say you, gentlemen?
I've found everything I need for the moment.
Well, were we offered any reward for all that stuff we did? I can't remember. Other than escaping, which we now just learned how to do ourselves.
Yeah, shouldn't the gnomes pay up for this fat loot dungeon we left them?
I don't think you guys were promised a specific reward, but you might be able to barter a reward.
We successfully barter a reward.
Well, I don't know. I can't think of anything else that we need to do.
Well then, to Seaton. We're not bartering for a reward.
All right.
We can always barter for a reward when Eikooc with us again.
This is true.
So Eikooc takes a minute, as he traces a circle of pale blue light in the air around him, murmuring an incantation. And after he's done, he picks up one of the precious gems that you guys found in the Dwarven stronghold, and it turns to dust as he completes the spell. And in a flash of pale blue light, you are all brought to Garden Hills, and you find yourself inside the make sure I get this right. If you find yourself under the large bronze dome inside the Church of the Great Binding.
What a great binding.
And human man seems startled. By Brigand's beard. Who are you?
We are simple adventurers. Surprise!
His eyes narrow down on Tharhun, and then to Kelnozz, and says, "Oh, a copper dragonborn and a drow. I've heard tales of your band. You were here a week or so ago, were you not?"
Feels like it's been much longer than that.
Yeah.
You have no idea. Much has changed in the past week and a bit.
Tell us the news, good sir.
Are you familiar at all with the town to our west, Seaton?
Yes, we have some business there.
It is a place of great unrest right now. The Lord Feldrin, the commander of the Tharhuns who rules Seaton, has started ruling it with an iron grip, and has started to reach out to the other towns and try to exert their grasp on us. Right now, Saltmarsh is surrounded by his warships, being embargoed. It seems that Lord Feldrin wishes Eleander Fireborn to give over his command of Saltmarsh. Something to do with the non-humans living there.
Eleander wouldn't let something like that happen.
We've had more and more non-humans come to town, seek refuge here, as they're expelled from Seaton. To be honest, much of what I know is rumor. But the townsfolk here are very nervous that after Saltmarsh is dealt with, that our town will be next.
Most dire news. You see, friends, we've been away for too long, and now there's no time to lose. We have to get to Seaton and see why this is happening. Now Saltmarsh is at risk.
Saltmarsh has had a number of non-human refugees flee there as well. As I understand, it's a very dire circumstance there.
Not in our hometown. Good old Saltmarsh.
What kind of army do you have to defend yourself?
He says, well, none at my command, but Ronton Grillamgood is the commander of the council army.
I love these names.
What's his name?
Ronton Grillamgood. Oh, amazing.
He's the commander of the council army here. Problem is that Lord Feldrin also commands a council army. He seems to have support from his troops. In a war, if it came to arms, I'm not sure if our council soldiers would fight their brethren.
Oh, excuse me.
Perhaps we should take over this town and lead it instead.
What town?
Oh, if your town lacks leadership, maybe we should be the leaders of it.
I didn't say our town lacks leadership. The wardens have been able to keep a steady rule over this town.
Well, either way, I'm considering taking it over.
Okay.
If you're looking for a town to help, then I would suggest traveling to Saltmarsh. The situation there seems much more dire.
Well, we can't let our hometown go molested. To Saltmarsh, brethren.
No, Brynn, the problems of Saltmarsh come from Lord Feldrin.
Ah,
He's in Seaton. We must go there, see if our agent is still there to meet us. With or without her, though, we must find out what's happening there and put a stop to it. This has gone too far.
And then usurp the power. Good plan.
All right,
There are.
we can usurp Feldrin's power. I'm all right with that one.
Grahan says, "You five look very powerful, but if you're talking about just the five of you entering into Seaton alone and dealing with an army, then perhaps you're more foolish than brave."
Agreed.
Is it impossible for
Agreed.
is the gate to Seaton closed to all travelers? Do
Certainly.
we have trouble getting in?
And if you don't mind me being blunt, your kind are being turned away. If not put to even greater pains.
we'll have
I'm
to
a
sneak
fan
in.
of him saying your kind.
I simply mean non-humans.
It's the way you said it.
Our kind's lives matter.
You'll just have to get
They
over
truly
it.
do.
Perhaps you will learn more if you ask around town, but I've told you what I know.
Those troubling friends.
Most
Where did-
troubling indeed.
Where are we on the map?
We are kind of north on the map.
The Church of the Great Bindings.
Okay.
Oh, I misunderstood your question. But
Got that local map. Where the church? Okay.
Right there.
Well, perhaps we should go talk to some of the local recent refugees.
That'd be a good idea. They might know. Maybe one of them knows how we can get into Seaton.
If they escaped, they might have a way out that we can use to go in. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Well,
we
it's a
go
long
to-
shot, but
The inn?
that would make sense. Where are the refugees staying in town, if they are congregating anywhere?
most of them have set up camps around the town. Some were staying in the Shady Grove Inn. Those with coin.
Are there a nice local delicacy served at this inn?
He says, haven't you heard of the verdant hills of Garden Hills? We have the finest produce and salads and fresh fruits and vegetables. Everything here is a delicacy.
Do you have camel?
One humper two.
Kelnozz, 2.
A strange
Enough.
creature. What is this camel you speak of?
Alright, we'll ask at the inn.
Surely they will humor us.
They must. Be cold-hearted not to humor us.
We're paying good coin to be humored by NPCs.
Grahan
Well,
takes out
thank
a
you for your time.
bronze loop and offers you all a blessing on your safe travels. I'll bring and watch over your travels.
Bless you, Dragonface.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys are gonna head to the Shady Grove Inn. Is that what I heard?
Yep. Shitty Grove Inn, here we come.
Okay. So Shady Grove Inn, you guys have been here before. It is run by the innkeeper Jasor Truhune. This is one of your contacts, Brynn.
Ooh. Jigsaw Yoo-hoo. True-hoo. Cousin of Cindy Lou. Who?
Oh, she has a reputation around here. She makes good pies.
Oh, yeah.
What do you guys do when you get to the inn?
I guess we'll look for a True-hoo.
Jasor is easily found. Hustling and
Jasor, my
bustling.
friend. Tell me all the secrets. How can we get into Seaton? Do you know of a way?
Get into Seaton. What would you want to do that for? Pretty
Why?
rough place, I've heard right about now.
Where we fixed to liberate Seaton. Maybe even find some long lost treasures.
Well, I'm not sure about any treasures there, but I do know that Seaton this day is not very kind to. Well, how can I say it? But
Careful with
You
your
different,
words.
you different folks. What I heard is Lord Feldrin used a whole bunch of non-humans to fortify the town, and then once they were done, exiled them and executed some.
Does seem to be a terrible person. We've not heard good things.
He's got forces now down by Saltmarsh.
Do you know how many? Is it a large force?
From what word we've got from Saltmarsh is that there's 3 full warships there, guarding the bay, stopping all the fishermen from going out and any imports from coming in. The people there are definitely suffering.
Why would he do such a thing, this Lord Feldrin?
Word is that he's trying to crack down because Saltmarsh is a friendly place to non-humans.
Indeed.
There were some attacks on Seaton earlier. He says that the attacks on Saltmarsh are just waiting to happen. Garden Hills too.
And how would we stop him?
Jason shrugs and says, I'm just an innkeeper.
Hmm.
But you want to know the craziest thing I've heard about Seaton?
Yes. Yes, I do.
He said,
Excuse me.
everywhere in that town, nothing but humans. But from what I've heard, it's that if beyond the walls into Lord Feldrin's lighthouse fortress, it's elves walking around, seeming to run the show.
Oh,
Something doesn't add up.
what kind of elves?
Oh, I don't know. They all have pointy ears. Can't even say if it's true. Sounds too crazy to be real. Especially with the way he talks about non-humans.
Are there any recent refugees in your fine establishment here? Possibly eating some camel stew.
I've never heard of such a majestic beast.
I don't know if I call it camel majestic. I mean,
Dragon face enough.
Sounds like camel prejudice.
Always.
The ones in here have been in town for some time.
Have any of them told, or have you heard them talking about any of it that we might approach to gain some more insights?
Well, I'm sure if you ask any non-human around, they might be able to help you. Everything they've told me, I'm telling you.
Alright, well, a platter of your finest meats for my companions here, and a garden salad for Dragonface. Thank you.
You're here.
Our specialty, the Garden Hill salad. All right, a delicacy. All right, he fetches you guys some good food and some watered down wine. Free of rats.
Mm. Well, what should we do next?
Well, it sounds like we should go to Saltmarsh.
Yes, but how would we get in?
no, not to Saltmarsh, Brynn. Lord Feldrin is
That's where
barricaded.
the attacks are going to be.
We
No,
can
that's
just teleport
propaganda.
into Saltmarsh.
Oh.
Oh, that's a good point. We can teleport to Saltmarsh.
Sounded like
But-
Elia under Fireborn needed our help. And I'm a captain there as well.
It's true.
Well then, to Saltmarsh.
Wait, but what's our? They need our help, but like, they're just barricaded by Lord Feldrin's fleet. We need to take the fight to him, surely.
Don't call me Shirley. Well, while I agree, we also have to protect Saltmarsh.
Perhaps if we can deal with part of his force in Saltmarsh, it will leave him open in Seaton.
Or draw him out.
It's quite a gamble, but perhaps if he has to bring his own forces there. It could work.
So are we going to get to see your ship? Captain, my captain?
Eikooc looks to the rest of the party.
Yeah, I think we've got to go to Saltmarsh. I assume we need to travel by land, though.
No, we can teleport there.
Oh, yes, teleport. Uh-huh. Well, away we go, Eikooc. Take us into the fray.
Activate maximum speed.
Alright. Again, Eikooc traces a pale blue circle around the group for a minute as he casts the spell.
TDL drives fired up.
And with a flash of pale blue lights, you find yourself
Ooh,
back in
Sure.
Seaton.
your artistry skills are improving, Bob.
Oh, yes. Now you are within the Temple of Lorandra, and you can see the tin finishings around you. And Welgar Brianhand blinks in surprise.
It's been some time.
By
Oh, I see the blockade.
Lorandra's! That's right. As you leave the temple, you see
Yeah.
there are 3 large warships across the horizon of the bay, each emblazoned with a copper shield on their sails.
With Feldrins, no doubt.
Thank goodness you're here! We thought you'd abandoned us!
We merely got held up in another realm. It's a bit of a long story.
I'm here now. Nice to meet you.
Yes, we've gained our good friend here, Grage.
I'm Welgar Brindhand, and I've heard my tale of long stories many times. I've seen many tides. Perhaps you'd like to stay and listen to them. They
No.
will definitely amount to nothing.
Well, I appreciate
Well, that
the
sounds like the
honesty.
perfect thing to do. Regale us of your tertiary side quest.
If he only had some rat wine to drink while he shares his stories with us.
I don't know if there's enough rat wine in the world, my friend.
Does he
Yeah.
seem disappointed if we walk away?
He actually barely notices.
Okay.
The fish was so big that... So what are you guys up to then?
We should go back to our crib. Up in Crabber's Cove or something?
Oh yeah, we have a
Yeah,
house there.
Me to like crash or
It's a
Oh.
dope, like, pimp palace.
Yeah. Pimpiest.
Although technically, Brynn and I aren't allowed to be on the property lease or whatever it's called. The deed.
Yeah, all this elf
Prejudice.
prejudice.
How many gold pieces did the house cost?
We got it for free.
Yeah, we were crushing quests out here.
Killed a bunch of pirates. All sorts of crazy shit.
Is that where the ship came from? You stole a pirate ship?
I'm pretty sure we stole it, didn't we? From the cave?
No, that was a reward too, I think.
You stole it from the pirates, and then it was given
Oh,
to you
okay.
as justification.
Sweet.
That old sea dog. Can we go to the house to see what state it's in? Like maybe there's vagrants living there that we have to shoo out.
Maybe we need to cut the grass or take out the trash.
So you guys head over here, head over to your house in
Where's
Crabber's
this one,
Cove. As before, there's just thousands and thousands of crabs that are hanging out on the beach and around your property here. When you get to the door, you see that just as we're getting kind of late in the afternoon, the sun is starting to go down. You see that the door is hanging sideways on its hinge.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I draw my sword.
I too draw my sword.
I pull my sword from its sheath, wondering why everyone else is drawing.
Grage, what are you doing with your sword? He's not ready for combat.
I'm mowing the lawn.
Alright, so what do you guys do from here?
Friends.
Swords at the
I
ready.
think we need to charge in headlong, see if we can catch some burglars in the act.
Or perhaps vagrants. Let's get these undesirables out.
Alright, you guys burst in expecting vagrants, but you find nothing. Except that the bare beginnings of the house where you guys didn't have too much in there yet. What you did have had been rifled through and thrown to the ground.
We've been burgled?
Burgled for nothing.
Do an investigation check.
Ah, the nerve. Oof. I'm looking for clues
You're
as to who could have done this.
unable to find any clues.
Brynn, use your amazing ranger skills.
I search for clues even more heartily. Ooh.
Nice. So you see, you don't think there's anything missing, but you notice that there's been a lot of damage done to the walls, to the floor. It looks like they were looking for special compartments, looking for secret exits. It looks like they were probably looking for you guys, and when they didn't find it, what you see is the result of them looking everywhere they possibly can just to make sure you're not in this house.
Looks like you guys had a good party before you left.
Indeed, we usually did. The most rip-roaring. You should hear Kelnozz on that mandolin. Shredding it up.
I'll check out the mandolin. It's right beside the liquor cabinet here.
Has that been rifled through as well?
I don't think you guys would ever just leave liquor behind, so
No, I was going to say, it looks like it's been rifled through, but it was up before we left.
It looks like someone's stolen all of your liquor.
We can't stand for this.
Do we think it's your nemesis that's controlling the town?
may just be that they were hoping we were here when this trouble started, and they just couldn't find us, so they, made sure to look everywhere, leave no stone unturned.
As we would do.
Till we get distracted by something else.
Perhaps we should let them know that you're home and set a trap.
Perhaps we should just go visit Fireborn himself and announce that we're here and ask him to give his assessment of the situation.
That's an excellent idea.
Well, I'm unfamiliar with this place, so I will follow your lead.
Well, he's usually found near the barracks. If we can't find him there, I'm sure someone can point us in the right direction.
Let's go.
Alright, so what's the plan here? You guys are going to head to the barracks?
We've got a crime to report.
Well, we're headed to the barracks. I am investigating as we walk. Poorly.
What are you investigating for?
Suspicious things. Anything suspicious.
Alright, that is something that we would usually use your passive perception for, which is your perception bonus plus 10. So as you guys are walking, leaving Crabber's Cove, you notice that there is a figure in a black cloak with his hood drawn up, and he seems to be beckoning your attention.
Ooh, sketchy figure.
Let us approach.
As you approach, he continues walking, continuing to beckon you on. He seems fairly trusting with you in the sense that he turns his back as he walks and leads you on farther, checking every few minutes or no to turn around and see if you're still following.
Do we recognize his silhouette, like the way he walks or his height or anything?
Gait.
His gait?
Make a perception check.
Perception check.
Can we tell what species he is?
He's humanoid, you can tell. You can't really get an impression exactly for who he is or who he or she is while he has this cloak over them.
I'll say, you there.
He just puts his finger up to the hood opening and continues to walk as you try to get closer.
Can I quicken my pace to close the distance?
Sure.
So I'm walking faster. I'm not running at him. I don't want it to look aggressive, but clearly I'm trying to get closer to him to talk with him.
You get close. You walk up to him, and because he doesn't change his pace, and he says, "So much for trying to keep a low profile."
Oh, it's what's his name? Hold on.
Eleander Fireborn?
Eleander. Is that you, Eleander?
He says, "Try to keep it a little louder. I don't think Marshwalker heard you from here."
Sorry, it's just
Zip it for a minute. And he continues walking. Are you guys going to follow him?
I'll motion to the other guys to follow.
Yeah, we're gonna follow.
He cuts through all these fields and side passages and across this farmer's fields until you guys are standing around here. And at this point, the sun has gone down, and it's basically early evening, twilight, where it's just starting to get quite dark. Of course, compared to what you guys have been through in the Underdark, it looks quite bright. But when he gets to the side, he pulls down his hood, and you can see that it is indeed Eleander Fireborn with his white hair and white mustache. And he says, well, aren't y'all Cypressore Eyes? Guess you heard about our troubles.
Yes, we can see your troubles floating in the bay.
That's right. There's another trouble up in the docks.
Go on.
Lord Feldrin's second in command, Jano Marshwalker. She's taken command of Jalan Primewater's mansion. She's making temporary quarters there under the flag of parley. Tell me, how much do you already know?
Well, not that much. Certainly you can give us more information.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what to know. See, a couple weeks ago, we started getting correspondence from Lord Feldrin telling us that he was unsatisfied with the way the council was running Saltmarsh. Unsatisfied with the way we were welcoming non-humans.
Ooh.
Said that it's just a matter of time before we let them destroy Saltmarsh, and that he had a duty to our people. He's demanding that I take over Saltmarsh from the council and pass over that command to him. I've held out as long as I can, but the lords over in Matasco ain't seeming to come to any decisions. They seeming to turn a blind eye. I guess Lord Feldrin has friends, powerful friends over there.
Powerful, weak friends.
And then, just a week ago, these 4 ships pulled into our bay. The 3 warships you saw over there, and Janelle is a smaller ship in the dock. They've blocked our trade, won't let the fishermen go out, won't let any resources come in. Meanwhile, we got more and more mouths coming in from Seaton. More halflings and gnomes and Halgud, and well, thankfully the dwarves seem to be holding up in their mind. And I'm not sure where the elves are going. But now that you're here, I think we have a chance. We can't wait for the Council of the Rog to help us. I think we've got to break this siege ourselves and take the fight to Lord Feldrin.
Couldn't agree. Yes, we couldn't agree more. We have reason to believe that Feldrin has fallen sway with an evil group of elves in the north. The Felke Kern. We have to break their influence on him or see what's happening.
Well, one way or the other, something's got to happen, because people are starting to get tense here. We might be able to use that, turn it into a fighting force. But if we don't, we're likely to eat ourselves from the inside. I may not be able to stop the town from giving command over to Jana Marsh Washer, even if I don't make it official. Let's cross the river here and get into the barracks. You can have rest there, and we can plan our next point of attack, what we do from here. And we will stop the session there tonight.
Do, do, do.